The following is a paid program sponsored by the friends and partners of Faith Life Now.
Hello, welcome to the program today. I'm Drenda Keesee, and as you can see, we're not in our normal setting today. We are in the beautiful Memorial Theater here in Mount Vernon, Ohio. I love old theaters. I actually acted in this theater with my son Tom many years ago. I was the German maid, complete with the Swedish braids and everything. It was pretty scary. You don't want to see it. Anyway, but today what you do want to see, the fun we're going to have with Daren Streblow. Darren is an amazing comedian, and we've been talking about dreams. We're going to talk about your dreams today, and also how Darren reached his dreams as a comedian, interviewing him with some fun segments, but also seeing him on stage. Get ready to laugh, because a merry heart does good like medicine. And let's get on with the comedy of Daren Streblow. Take it away, Darren.
I'm married, and I've been married for about almost 20 years. We have 4 children, all boys, and they are an endless source of routines for me. And they keep me very busy, and they're all kind of serious like their mother in some ways, so they don't think I'm all that funny. I'm going to do a series of routines about my family and mostly awkward moments in my life that have seriously embarrassed me, but through comedy have been able to move past it. And I hope the audience has a connection to that and can move past their rotten experiences by reliving mine with me. Not all experiences translate well to the comic stage. There are things that the audience can't bear to hear. It's just not, we can't laugh about that. But if you find something that's really okay to talk about, that we can all laugh about, everybody feels better afterward, because laughing at something is putting it in perspective and having the power to see over it. It's a big ugly beast until you can laugh at it, and then it's a lot better.
Let me look at you here for just a second. I'm just gonna soak you in. I'm definitely from Minnesota. I live up in the North Country there. We got Netflix, so we're people now. Yeah. I'm very happy because we only had the one video store in town, and I don't know if you ever remember the video stores, but I'd always rent the video and it'd be the right case but the wrong video. Did that ever happen to you? Yeah. So my wife said, go get us a video, something we both want, something with royalty in it. So I got Alien. Have you seen it? It's got a queen in it. I thought it would be great, and where the alien takes over the body, I thought this is going to be great. I got it home, I pop it in without looking. It was your first trimester of pregnancy home educational video. I was really upset. But I felt worse for the pregnant woman who got the video that I wanted to rent. Yeah. So it's good to see so many families. I have a wife. I have 4 kids, 4 boys, all under the age of 16, boys. So not going to be able to resell my house ever. We get done, we're just going to burn it, actually. Raccoons on speed, I call them. 16, 13, 10, and 4. Surprise! I didn't think I had it in me anymore. Yeah. I forgot about babies. I forgot, when you're holding a baby, at least my kids, when they're babies, they like to stick their fingers in your mouth. They like to take their nail and dig it into the soft part under your tongue, so you're like, and then they go deep. They go for that pinata thing at the back of your throat, so like, and then when you're busy with that, they go for your eye. They're very sadistic. And I heard a crash in the kitchen, and I ran in there, and he had just broke a vase. So I dove through the glass barefoot and scooped him up, and I hear beep, beep, beep. I look down to see what the noise was. He has our phone. He just dialed 911. Now, you have to talk to 911 or they'll come to the house, but I'm surrounded by glass. I got him in this arm. I'm trying to jostle the phone here. This is what that call sounded like to 911. 911, state your emergency. Actually, they get there quick.
Born in a tiny town called Ely, Minnesota, in up near Canada, and I spent most of my time like lighting campfires in neighbors' basements, or shooting arrows at their house, or I used to. My mom made me like a superhero outfit for Halloween, and it was the Superman S, and I would jump out in front of cars and try to make them stop. And usually they stop. My mother didn't think I'd live very long, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. I spent most of my teenage years thinking I have no idea what to do with my life, and you know, I had a few people say I was funny. I ever thought of being a comedian, but to me, I thought that's like saying you should be an astronaut. I mean, it was that foreign to me or whatever. So I just had no idea, and then I got a part-time job in radio, which I really liked, because I could kind of be goofy on the air on the weekends and enjoyed that, but never really thought I'd do anything performance-wise. And I loved watching it, but never thought of it. And then I was newly married and sitting in my apartment, and I heard God tell me to be a comedian. I think he had to actually kind of whack me on the side of the head and tell me to do it. And then you realize, oh yeah, I can't go to a restaurant with my wife without trying to make everybody in the room laugh, which really annoyed my wife at the time. Well, I used to go to churches, their youth groups, and you know, go to the youth pastor and beg them to let me do comedy, and they would say, well, I suppose, do we have to pay you? And I'm like, no, I guess not. I just want to practice. And I'd do a whole half hour, and maybe 2 things would be funny. And then I'd keep those 2 things and write another half hour. And it's really a long process to build an act. And then when I thought I had a really good act, I met a comedian named Brad Stein, who really said, you know, if you're going to be funny, you need to go to comedy clubs. And I'm like, well, I don't do clubs. I don't even go to bars or anything. And he said, well, if you do your comedy in front of audiences that are too friendly, you'll never really grow. So I went there. It was scary, but I got up, and for 4 years I went to Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis every Monday night and did stand-up comedy, and that was my education. So was learning that. So it was a slow process over time. I thought it was funny when I went there, and I found out very quickly I needed to learn.
I want to dress cool for my wife. I just can't do it. I can't do the cool things that people do these days. I can't get a piercing of any kind. I just can't do it. Can't wrap my head around the whole piercing idea. You know, like, why does a pimple on the side of your nose look cool if it's metal? We don't know, but it does. I've been doing the wrong thing with Clearasil. I should have been using Elmer's glue and a BB. And a tongue ring? Are you kidding me? What if you sneeze and pierce somebody else? Isn't that a problem? You look cool. Never seen that pierced before. Medic! Tattoos, they're kind of nifty, but you got to wear them forever. How do you choose something like that? Some people shouldn't. A friend of mine said, my tattoo represents my undying love for my favorite pastime. I said, yeah, but you always going to like SpongeBob? 100 years old. Hello, SpongeBob. You were worth a lifetime of being single? Who lives in a pineapple under my sleeve? SpongeBob SquarePants. If you're going to get a tattoo, please be careful. Studies have shown tattoos are addictive. It's hard to stop with just one. I mean, it starts out very elegant and small, just a nice skull and crossbones. And 6 months later, skull and crossbones gets lonely, so you get a kimono dragon friend over here. And then they need a ride to get around, and you get a Greyhound bus back here. And like a theme park and a UN building. And your skin's out of room, you look like a fraternity prank. I think it's a bad thing if you're naked and we can't tell. If I got a tattoo, I'd want it to be useful, you know. My anniversary is on July the 30th. Pick up orange juice after the show. Things I could use, actually.
Oh Oh my goodness, how funny is that? You know, we all need to laugh. Every one of us has stress and pressure in our lives, and taking the time just to enjoy the journey and laugh along the way is so important to reaching your dreams and reaching mine as well. When we come back, we have more fun and laughter with Daren Streblow.
When we were little, we would dream. Dream we were rocket scientists, doctors, shining knights, and fairy princesses. But somewhere along the road of life, we stopped dreaming. We stopped believing that the impossible could be done. We lost our heart. A small voice inside of us did its best to keep the embers burning, breathing ever so gently upon the orange glow. Why did we give up? Why do we allow the ember to be a low glow in our hearts? The first place we lose our dreams is in our own thinking. We give up living the life God intended for us to have, what He created us to do and achieve. It's never too late to go after your God-given destiny. Now is the time to act. Now is the time to grow, right where you're at. Drenda wants to help you hope and dream with God. Go to Drenda.com to get your free download, Get Dreams, Past Obstacles, and Moving Forward from the book She Gets It. Visit Drenda.com right now.
Well, when I had been doing comedy for roughly 4.5 minutes, one of my friends from college said, I want you to perform at my wedding reception. And I said, oh, I'd love to do that in your honor, you know. So I did all the wrong things. I wrote 20 minutes of new material, which you can't do that. And she had the reception this is in Duluth, Minnesota. It's in a museum, so you can imagine the acoustics in there, very echoey. And then their sound system didn't work. It was like cutting out, in and out. But even if I had no material. It was 20 minutes, and they introduced me like this. They said, all right, I know you guys are just famished, so hungry, and we're gonna open the bar in a minute, but first we got this guy who thinks he's funny. So he's gonna get up and say some things, you know, just try to hold it down, you know, and stuff. And they hated me. They were practically hissing at me, but I marched through all 20 minutes of that material. And by the time I was done, I had to get escorted out. I think they just hated me so bad. And my wife found me afterward between my mattress and my box spring, and she asked me how it went. And I said, not so good. But that was the worst time, and because everyone I knew was there, all my friends. And to this day, some of them don't think I've ever had a good show. I just noticed little things that kind of either irritate me or amaze me. And then I just start talking about them, and then they usually come out as jokes. Like, for example, living in Minnesota, you know, very Scandinavian there, and we have an Outback Steakhouse. And when we first got it, we were excited, like an Australian place, and I called, I wanted to make a reservation. And they try so hard to be authentic, and even their answering machine, or their voicemail or answering service came on, and it's like, welcome to Outback Steakhouse, home of the bloomin' onion. Press 1 for Outback seating. Press 2 to talk to an Outbacker. So I hit 2, and it's like, hello there, it's Outback Steakhouse. How can I help you there? Oh yeah, long wait. You might want to bring some lefts that have tied you over, eh? You know, so that kind of stuff I notice, and you just kind of report it on stage. It's funny.
My dad used to take us camping a lot. Discount camping. Discount campgrounds. Yeah. I remember one time he brought us to a campground. We thought it was going to be like a high-tech campground because it had a speaker system all set up, but the speakers would short out during the announcements. It was called Camp Funmaker. They're like, welcome to Camp Funmaker, where we're going at Camp Funmaker. Well, that night the sky got green and the winds started to blow, and we thought, we're going to have a tornado. We were really worried. Well, they didn't have a tornado. And they wanted to tell us there was no tornado. They wanted to say there was no danger, repeat, no danger, no tornado, repeat, no tornado. Prepare to meet the sun tomorrow from your friends at Camp Funmaker. What we heard was danger, danger, tornado, tornado. Prepare to meet your maker. I love camping. There's a lot of spying going on in this country now. A lot of spying, people spying on people. I could never be a spy because I'm a mouth breather and I have allergies, you know. I know this because I used to try to spy on my sister while she was talking to her friends on the phone, her pretty friends, you know. She'd be talking. I'd click on that other line, you know. Cindy, have you met my brother, Lord Vader? How did she know? She has secret evil powers. My sister finally confronted me and said, I'm tired of you listening to my phone conversations. I'm going to set you up with the hope that you will get married someday. I have a friend in mind. She'll do quite nicely. She has a wonderful personality. What kind of image comes into your head with wonderful personality? I had the same image, but I wanted to go. And the day of the date came, and I was helping my dad move a piano that day. This is relevant. And I was messing with the dolly under the piano, and the dolly broke, and it crushed my foot. So when I walked up to her door, I had this kind of pronounced Quasimodo limp thing going on. And this was the 80s, and back then we drank red cream soda pop. And I was drinking mine, and it was about half empty, and I thought, this is going to be kind of tacky holding this thing, and it'd be an awkward gift. So when I got up to the door, I made sure no one was looking. I thought, I'm going to chug this down, get rid of any excess air I might need to, knock on the door, and meet the girl with the nice personality. And I got up to the door, started chugging it, and I heard a click, and the door opened. And I look, and there she is, the girl with the wonderful personality. And she's stunningly gorgeous. And in my mind, I began to freak out, and my hair turned on fire. And I thought, I was not prepared for this. She said, hello. I shifted my weight to my bad foot and said, hi! This is when her dad came up. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. And like an idiot, started drinking the red cream soda again. He said, were you in a fight or something? Why are you limping like that? I said, well, I got hurt when I was changing my dolly. Now, when I heard what I said, I shot red cream soda right out of my nose. I was wearing white jeans at the time. I was like, Merry Christmas, everyone! I don't know why she went on the date. I think it was just morbid curiosity. She was trying to talk to me. I had red cream soda in my sinuses, so I'm like, I don't know if you've ever lost hope, but I did. Here was this beautiful creature. We had nothing in common. She was smart. She was sophisticated. She didn't have food on her clothes. And they got to have something in common. And boy, we had nothing, and I lost hope. And at the pizza place, I said something funny. She shot Dr. Pepper out of her nose. We've been married for almost 20 years, and thank you very much. It's working out very well for me. Yeah, we're very different people. I'm very happy to be married because I only had one skill in high school. One. I could imitate Star Wars creatures. Yeah, I could imitate those creatures they rode through the snow. Remember those? They look like kangaroo rats on steroids. You remember those things? They're called tauntauns. This is my impression of the tauntaun. Here we go. I didn't date much in high school.
Honestly, the moment that makes you kind of step back and just kind of gasp. And this is gonna sound kind of, I don't know. I'll just say it. Every once in a while, you'll have someone come up after a show and they'll say, I haven't laughed in months because I've heard people who have cancer, they come to the show, someone who had just lost a child in the previous year, various just terrible things that happen in their life, and they'll come to a show and they'll say, this is the day, this is the first time I was able to laugh and feel that release. And I know that sounds kind of like, I don't know what that sounds like, but when you sit there and go, I got to be a part of that release, maybe just a little bit of healing. I think that's kind of a great comedy moment when that can happen. Well, comedy itself seems to have some medicinal qualities, at least that's what Scripture says. And I found when I laugh, when I take the time to laugh, I have a radio show that I'm a part of now. It's a syndicated radio show, and I have comedians as guests, and you have to laugh at your guests because you're the audience. And comedians don't tend to laugh at jokes. They tend to just sort of analyze and say, this is a comedian laughing really, really hard. Well, that's good. That's a uproarious comic laughter. But I had to laugh again, and I just felt all the endorphins running and the good feelings, and I thought, oh yeah, that's what that's like. And I think comedy, in a sense, is a ministry because for an hour, you can sort of forget all the troubles in life out there, and they're very real, but you can get over it, have perspective, and just laugh. And when you're in a spiritual setting, it also opens you up to maybe some truths that you wouldn't have the opportunity of if you were so locked into the pain of your situation. So comedy not only kind of ministers to your soul, but it also opens you up to more ministry.
I have 4 children, so I've been to Lamaze class quite a few times. And if you haven't been to Lamaze, I'll tell you all about it right now, and you don't have to go. They try to scare you half to death with films, and these films are just, they're like, how bad can it be? It's the first day, See this film. All right. Cesarean section, a cut above natural childbirth. Because a cesarean, you're cutting through to get the bit. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's hard on women. I think it's harder on a baby, though. Because when you're born the right way, the way you're supposed to be born, I think that's such a slow process. I think the kid thinks it's his idea. I wonder what's down here. Oh, a door. But when you're born cesarean, it's not slow at all. I mean, you're in the womb, you're in the room. Imagine how horrible it would be if it happened to you. You're the baby and they're relaxing in a nice warm jacuzzi. This is nice. I like. Then the roof opens up and something grabs your head, yanks you out of the building. It's a masked giant with a knife. That's a bad day. But even worse is the small group class discussions. We're going to talk about pregnancy issues. And it was a nurse at a whiteboard, 9 of us in a semicircle around the nurse. Snow is falling in northern Minnesota. It's the middle of June. Today, class, we're going to talk about the proper color of amniotic fluid. We have to. Haven't we suffered enough? Please be quiet. It needs to be clear. Amniotic fluid needs to be clear. And she starts talking about all the colors it shouldn't be. And I'm turning all these colors. But not my wife, because pregnant women are the toughest people in the world. She's watching this gross presentation, drinking a 5-gallon thing of ice water. Like it's no big deal. But pregnant women can be clumsy. She dropped the ice water right between her knees. Just whoop. And I didn't see what happened. I'm like, her water broke! It just broke! And the class freaked out. They're like, ah! Is it clear? It's got ice chips in it! Which is typical for Minnesota children. So. Anyway, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
It takes time. You cannot rush anything that you're called to do, whatever talent you've been given. It just takes time. And I think in our culture, you want to be the best at something as soon as you start it. But that's not how it works. Some art forms take a lifetime. And comedy, the people that you hear about that are your favorite comedians, those guys and gals have been doing it for 30, 35 years. And that, to them, they feel like they're just getting started. And to me, that's how I feel. I feel like a comedy, a newer starter in the business, and it just takes a really long time. And be patient with it, be happy with that process, because it's fun to see all the people laughing along the way as you get better and better at it. I have no idea where it's going to go. I don't know where it's going to lead. God's been very good to me, and I assume He will continue to do so, but it's only He knows.
It's been fun today. I've laughed a lot. I hope you have too. On the way to your dream, there's sometimes some setbacks, there's some disappointments and discouragements, but when you can laugh along the way, it makes it a lot more fun, and you will reach your destiny. You're going to make some mistakes along the way. It's okay. Just keep trying and don't quit. Psalm 126:2 says that our mouth was filled with laughter and our tongues with shouts of joy, and we can say and proclaim, the Lord has done great things among us. The Lord has done great things for Daren Streblow, and He's done great things for you and I. And that's the thing. God's doing great things through you and in you, even in the midst of setbacks, even in the midst of mistakes and things that don't always go the way you planned. It's just part of life, right? So today, let me challenge and encourage you. Dream big dreams. Go after them. And if you have some setbacks, get up and keep moving forward. You're going to laugh sometimes at others, but you're going to laugh at yourself. And along the journey, you're going to make it if you don't quit. So hang in there. Go to Drenda.com, where you can see more of Daren Streblow's comedy and some more information about Darren. Also, I'm giving you 2 free chapters of my book that are going to inspire your life. Go download those now. Go to Drenda.com right now. Download those and enjoy yourself. Have fun laughing and learn to laugh at yourself, because after all, you're not going to succeed unless you can let go and just kick back and not be so serious about your mistakes. Have a great day. Thanks for enjoying me. Thanks. Thanks for joining me. See what I mean about mistakes? Thanks for joining me today on Drenda. Have a great time, so stay with us, and let's get going with Daren Streblow. I'm standing in the beautiful, historic, I started to say hotel. I actually acted on this stage years ago. I was a German maid, so with the Swedish buns and everything, but oh my gosh. One more time. I was going to say, getting there. So as we come back, we have more with Daren Streblow. You're going to laugh some more. Stay with us. And just kick our head back. And I want to encourage you, go to Drenda.com, and you can go there for more information about Darren, more comedy from Darren, and you also have some mini, you also,
Stop, Casey, come in.